This video is sponsored by Sarukawa. What's up guys, this is Coach Donny from Elevate Yourself, where we change lives through volleyball, training, and inspirational content. Welcome to my volleyball coach reaction to Haikyuu Season 4, Episode 17. I can definitely see why many of you were looking forward to this episode in particular, especially all those Tanaka fans, which I think we all have a little Tanaka fan in us. But to learn about Tanaka's backstory and remembering that he is just an average athlete, but it's easy to overlook that because of his determined and fiery play style. And what's great about Tanaka is, as this person mentioned in the comment, that we can all relate with that struggle of just feeling average and sometimes feeling lame on the court. But what's inspiring about Tanaka is that he doesn't let that hold him back from wanting to be a great competitor. He's not the highest jumper, not the fastest mover, not the hardest hitter, but he is one of the most confident and most determined players on the court. It reminds me of that scene where he dove for that ball and he tumbled onto his head kind of in like a silly pose and didn't dig the ball, but that just goes to show how committed he is to every ball, and that's an attitude that I try to take on the court as well. I mentioned this in previous episodes, but I'm going to say it again. I'm hoping that there's rumors out there that they are going to start a female Haikyu team. Now before I thought it would be cool if they did a female Karasuno team because we've met them, but I'm starting to take more interest in Kanaoka. I think that's Tanaka's girlfriend. Sorry if I'm mistaking her for another name. I think it would be such a great contrast from Karasuno. So Karasuno being a former powerhouse and then starting over being a very weak volleyball school and then becoming a powerhouse again after 3 years and kind of seeing that transition. And then the main character being Hinata, who's very short and athletic and not experienced, right? And then you have Kanaoka, who's tall and is playing at one of the best schools in the nation, from what I remember correctly. So I think it would be cool to see the story of her rise to stardom and how her team became one of the top teams. And then you have a completely opposite character of a female character who is very tall and naturally gifted for volleyball. So someone completely opposite of Hinata. And I think a lot of female volleyball players who are tall and maybe a little awkward and not as confident because they feel like I'm so tall, I'm standing out. I think that'd be a really cool underdog story as well. I realized that her name is Kanoka. I'm reading her name here in the comments. This definitely also breaks my heart. I think as much as we love Tanaka's determination and commitment to one ideal, I wish he would make an exception and be open to pursuing other girls as well, because Kanoka seems like a fantastic girl and someone that appreciates Tanaka for who he is. While everyone is laughing at Tanaka and seeing this silly, crazy guy, she sees this very honest, sweet, understanding, and inspiring individual. And very few people are going to see that in Tanaka, so he deserves someone like Kanoka. Now let's get this Haikyuu party started. Wow. Starting off with a couple. Oh, we gotta read who's playing right now. Core A, Karasuno versus Inari. I think that match just finished, if I'm not mistaken. Man, these episodes have been very long and enjoyable that I kind of just forgot where we are in the match. And then we got Sentoku and Iseoka. And then we have some girls games here. Yamato girls and Rato Chiba. That sounds really familiar. I don't know if there was another reference to a female team from Chiba. And we have Nekoma and Sarukawa Tech. So is it half men's and half women's games, or is it just one girls games mixed in there right now? I do recognize Nekoma. The anticipation of the bracket. I love this perspective of just this new, fresh eyes that get to give a novice perspective to the game of volleyball here. Kenma! Hinata's original friend. I remember the animation I talked about 2 episodes ago or maybe the last episode, where the ball kind of bounced off the block and accelerated too fast. So it was hard to process the amount of frames or exactly what was going on. Here's a much better job of animation where if you just add 2 or 3 more frames to slow the ball down just a little bit, you can still make something look really fast, but be able to have time to process and feel the speed and power of the moment here. So fast to slow there. You can see the ball travel to the platform and then go out. I remember Nekoma's coach, the old laughing man. Now we get to meet a new coach here. Two teams with their solid defense. Oh, synchronized block. I love those headbands. That's a good place to stop it. That's definitely a cliffhanger to see what's going to happen there. That's good directing from the anime director. Cats versus monkeys. Cats referring to Nekoma and monkeys referring to their opponent. I already forgot their name, not surprisingly. Man, it's hard for me to focus on this conversation because I am just so amazed at how well illustrated this computer or desktop looks like. I think it's a desktop computer. Let's zoom in on that on the bottom right corner there. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different types of grays. And then on the right, is that the computer fan? I don't know what that is, if that's an AC unit, but that just feels like a very solid electronic unit there. And we even got the factory labels there, 2 factory labels. And they even took the time to make it look a little more faded, like it's worn out. And this overall building, I don't know if it's a hotel or if it's a dorm, it does feel like an older place. The color scheme, the texture of the carpet, and then now we have the worn down feel of this electronic unit on the right. And then we gotta, if we're gonna talk about how old this place feels, we got to talk about the sofa. Look at all the wrinkles of the leather and how worn it is. Maybe they're trying to communicate that this is just a very established facility and communicating that this has been a long-running tournament. I love these little details here. I'm so glad that you guys do too. I remember when I first started doing these reaction videos, I'm kind of an all or nothing person. Like, I'm gonna take it or leave it. If you don't like what I have to say, that's okay. Because if I feel like it's important, I'm gonna say it no matter what. So the fact that the Haikyu fans not just appreciate the story, but also the artwork, I really appreciate you guys for recognizing that. Let's believe in our juniors. Oh, Kenma's a younger person. That's pretty impressive that Kenma, not being super passionate about volleyball, can play at this level still and make it this far. Here's what's funny. When Kenma gets shocked, they actually animate his outline to make it look like a cat. Like when a cat looks scared or gets shocked here. Man, those parallels between cats and Nekoma. Oh, and I love these flashbacks between Kenma and their team captain's childhood. Man, okay, no, Hebi. Wait, maybe that was the team that they beat to get into this position. Oh, this animation, by the way, is a lot better. So far. Yaku, okay, gotta memorize that name there. Yeah, maybe for Kenma it's more social. Wow, so cute that he has an older brother to watch over him. Okay, her name is Kuro. Oh, that's cute that Kenma wants to play because he doesn't want to let Kuro down. That just goes to show Kenma's heart. And I guess he's admitting that he does enjoy it to some extent. Very philosophical. Let's rethink that. I just keep playing. I don't have a definite reason to keep playing, but I also don't have a reason to quit. not having either is pretty normal. One question I always challenge my players every season at the beginning is, why are you here? Now, I do agree with Kenma that it is pretty normal for especially high school athletes just to go through the motions. I'm playing volleyball because I've always played volleyball, or I'm playing volleyball because my friends are here. And I think that's a great reason to get started. But in order to achieve great things, you have to fully embrace and understand the reason why you're there. It could be because I find the thrill of competition life-changing, or I want to play in college, or I want to be the best player I can be. There has to be some deeper motivation, because even though Kenma is playing with a very, very good team, you don't really get the most out of your experience. And I mean, this is so special for him to make it this far in this tournament and to be part of a great team. And beyond just the wins, the life-changing experiences you get from competing and training at this level, you're not going to get that very often. Don't let these moments pass you by. So I want to challenge for all you listeners out there, if you are playing volleyball and you don't know why you're playing, I want to challenge you to ask yourself, why am I still playing? Hopefully that will help you understand a little deeper as to why you keep playing. Because for some people, it actually might lead them away from volleyball, because if they don't know why I'm playing, then I feel like I'm wasting my time. I should be doing something else. And I feel like that's just as productive. So don't forget to ask yourself that question periodically. Why am I here? Yeah, introverts tend to be more deep thinkers because they spend so much time by themselves and in their own thoughts. It's a video game to him. Very perceptive. I don't like being out of breath, but I do like leveling up. That's the heart of a true competitor. He might not show it, but I remember he is competitive based on his determination to beat that video game. Probably playing video games. Yep. He's competitive, but that's not the healthiest thing to do. Ooh, this might be leading into Kenma's backstory. It doesn't matter if they're opposites. Hinata gets along with everyone. I wonder why he views Hinata as an obstacle. Maybe someone to outsmart, or someone that's going to make him better. This is very relaxing music here. Nezumi versus Nekoma grade school, so this is a flashback. PlayStation controller, are they allowed to do that? That's so awesome that they spend so much time together, Kuro and Kenma. Want to go level up. I wonder why Kuro's face was so intense. Want to go level up. Why would Kuro have that expression? I'm assuming these are the upperclassmen who are hanging out here, because they keep talking to... Was he talking about a lady there? I'm totally ready for some nice announcer later to... Those are some scientific insults. Astaxanthin. I'm sure one of you guys are going to explain that reference because I don't get it. Sarukawa Tech. Here we get to see if he gets blocked. Oh, tipping the ball, but Kenma's going to get it. Actually, he's front row. Nekoma's cat-like defense. Alright, this animation is okay. It's a little choppy, but the images are better drawn. Ooh, Nekoma's former student. That's why they have similar styles. But can the student defeat the master? Okay, so that one's a little choppy. It's kind of hard to see where the ball goes. So they could have added a couple more frames after they contacted the ball. Probably a couple more frames here to see the ball travel. Like I said before, you can still make something travel look like it's traveling really fast and still have it be seen. But that digging technique is pretty textbook. Maybe they want to try to rally and tire out Nekoma because they know that Kenma does not like being out of breath. So they're maybe not trying to destroy it, but just tire Nekoma out. That's right, this guy played for the freestyle team. Good question. Let's see if... Aha, I knew it. They want to tire out Kenma. Because if you tire him out, the sets are going to be less accurate. Hitters are going to make more mistakes, and that's when you strike. Let's see if this pays off. By the way, I like the fact that we're just fully watching another match here, not just Karasuno all the time. Yeah, you see him breathing heavily. Physical. Wow, he's already sweating. Man, those breathing animations are really difficult. Now is to try some Sarukawa treats for our halftime show. For those of you who watched my last reaction video, I did an unboxing of Sarukawa, which is a fantastic Japanese snack monthly subscription service where they send you authentic Japanese snacks and teas every month. I did an unboxing where you get to see all the variety of snacks they send you, which are different every month, so you get a different flavor. For today's video, I'm going to be selecting 2 other snacks to try. This almost feels like a spongy, smushy cookie that's red. Don't know if it's taro or strawberry. Seems like we've had some strawberry snacks before, and I seem to always struggle to open some of this plastic here. We've had a lot of crunchy snacks in the last video. Wow. This is like a strawberry mochi cookie. By the way, I'm not just saying this because they're sponsoring the video. These are actually really yummy. And that's why I chose to partner with Sarukawa and Tokyo Treats, because I tried their products before I agreed to partner with them, because I want to promote things that I've personally tried and I think are great. And this is a great cookie. I usually don't finish all my snacks, but if I want to finish it, that means it's extra delicious. As I'm finishing this bite, whoever can read Japanese, if you can let me know what this says, but I do love rice crackers. Just your standard rice cracker with a little bit of a sour taste, almost like they put vinegar in this. So if you like sour and salty, it's a good snack to try. And of course, we gotta listen to the crunch here. If you want to try your own Sakura snacks, you can get $5 off your first order with discount code ELEVATE using the link in the description box below. Finally, we get to see some new halftime animations. I was getting sick of those blue floating fat birds there. Nekoma training. Sometimes it's hard to know what they're referring to because they just do flashbacks without telling when. That's cute. Sometimes you have to get these visualizations in your head just to trick yourself into doing what you know you need to do, but you don't want to do it, right? Everything's a little game that you have to overcome. That's it, man. That's a great tactic right there. Then we have Tanaka's twin who just powers through. He's got to view him like a final boss that is just outside of his reach. Man, his personality is identical to Tanaka too. An A pass. I don't get that joke. I don't know if they're referring to letter grades or whether A pass as in you can run an A quick off of that. Those are some solid running animations. Let's talk about that. When you're learning animation, you're probably first going to do like a ball bounce. We talked about that in a previous season. And then another one, you're going to do a walking cycle, and then a jogging cycle, and then a running cycle. And it just gets progressively more and more challenging. And this running / jogging cycle is done very well. If you break up the amount of images per stride, it's probably anywhere from 6 to 7 images to really rotate the shoulder, the elbow back, but keep the head still and bobbing up and down as you're kind of shifting and rotating the body. And if you're really good, you will also animate the wrinkles to match the contour of the limb to move with the limbs here. So let's see if they do that here. Okay, yeah, you see it on the stomach. See how the wrinkles are kind of flopping up and down as he's jogging, just to communicate that. Man, excellent. That's a good scene there. Although the illustrations don't seem as detailed in this episode. Man, that's great that they're doing squats in high school. The earlier you start lifting weights, the better off you're going to be. So I don't know if this Tanaka twin is purposely trying to get into Kenma's head, or if he's frustrated that Kenma's not trying hard enough. Or hard enough in his eyes. Kozume. Oh, so it's upperclassmen trying to make sure he keeps Kenma in shape. Okay, this one is a little bit awkward, the animation here. That's a really nice setting animation there. You see how his kind of body dips up and down with his shoulders, arms, and elbows. But when we zoom out here, nothing else moves except for the hands, and then the feet kind of awkwardly slide back and forth. Just think about the physics of that for a second. When you're setting, very rarely are you just feet gonna slide back and forth unless you're moonwalking. So you kind of have the left foot kind of slides back and forward, and then the torso doesn't really move. So they probably had a different animator do that one, and then another, the better one, do these scenes here, because that's much better. Oh, Kenma taking the heat there. He's gonna hit hard back in his face. Oh, he's gonna tip it at him. Good job, Kenma. Nah, hitting him in the face would be too disrespectful. Yeah, you want, even though on the outside it can be viewed as maybe disrespectful, you want someone that's not going to take crap from people and going to push back, right? Those are the true competitors there. That does not sound like the old Nekoma coach, probably the assistant. Or maybe Kuro yelling at the team. Oh, Yamamoto! I like this Yamamoto guy, man. This guy just wants to work hard and get better. I'd rather have someone work too hard than not work hard enough. Ooh, that's a nice zoom out scene there. Something tells me that Kenma's going to do something to earn Yamamoto's respect. Alright, getting compliments from the upperclassmen. Wow, already dumping. He's a gamer. That's what we call gamers. People that are always trying to gamify things and find a way to get an advantage. Huh. Trying too hard. He does remind me a lot of Tanaka, even in this moments where he's just taking things so to heart. Kenma's probably going to say some encouraging words to him though. He's going to say, hey, don't worry about it. Trying to talk like Kenma. Oh, is he gonna take feedback from Kenma? At least he's having a conversation with Kenma. That is not true. Sometimes people think power equals confidence. Man, this guy's speaking truth, but can Yamamoto receive it? Is he mature enough? Now he's starting to open up. Oh, calling him out right there. Ooh, okay, let's dissect that. We got some psychology going. So what Kenma is saying is that all that hard work is not really for the purpose of getting better as a volleyball player. It's for self-promotion. That is so insightful, and you could tell it strikes a nerve with Yamamoto because he's already getting frustrated that he's being called out to this level. Man, Kenma, that's someone you want on the team. He might not always push himself 100% and might get out of breath here and there, but he shows up when he needs to, and he's calling players out. You need players like that that are willing to be honest and have these direct conversations with his teammates, because that's going to make your team better. Not a bunch of quiet and passive aggressive communication. Oh, Kenma's just going to move out of the way. Oh. That is true. Let's see if Kenma can receive that criticism. That's a Daichi move, letting them fight it out. You gutless brat. Ooh, Kenma's fighting back. This is a very well animated scene. These are hard to do. Maybe this is Kageyama and Hinata equivalent. That's a good way to tell him to cool down. That was awesome. I never expected Kenma to get into a fight with anyone. But you push someone's buttons enough, they're gonna fight back. Now, Yamamoto's gonna encourage Kenma to keep up with him. I guess not. Okay, a little smirk. I wonder if this is supposed to be the parallel between Hinata and Kageyama. He's learning from Kenma. Calm and confident. Those drawings were bad. Yamamoto hasn't looked like this the entire episode, so it's okay to make the player look different, but you need to make sure that that player's face and body type is going to be the same throughout the entire episode. So here, he looks like baby Tanaka, like when he was in elementary school cheering on Kanoka. And then when he turns his face, now his face is all down here. He's got like an underbite, and his forehead is super long. Really dramatic change in facial structure, so not the best animation there. Maybe he appreciates Kenma's true competitive nature. Oh man. I've coached players like that who are very efficient. And you have to push them to push their own limits, because they will do the bare minimum just to get the job done, and that's not always the best. Okay, but he did set Yamamoto. Man, Kenma always the strategist. Wow, people are already listening to Kenma, even though he's an underclassman. These are cool scenes here. Kind of like a slow-mo with just the ball moving. Oh, some mutual respect there. Oi, Kenma. Giving him the honor of calling him by his first name. You can call me Kenma. Oh, he's going for the water bucket. That's so funny. You gotta watch that again. Here we have Hinata and Kageyama fighting, and then the guy with the water bucket in the corner with his eyes so round. Oh, he does call him Tora. Wait, is Tora the... I thought he was the libero. He's trying to... He knows the Nekoma strategy and he's trying to exploit it. Wow, these are great animations. So fluid with the hair moving and the jerseys there. Okay, no. Tora is hitting. This is now back to present. Oh, that's intimidating. They're like zombies. We haven't had those horror movie references in a long time. Kind of missed those. Ah, it's over? What? I always say that. Here's my immediate reaction to episode 17. I did not expect to have an entire episode dedicated to two other teams. I think almost every episode has been dedicated to Karasuno's perspective on the tournament, a player arc from multiple players like Yamaguchi, Tanaka, Hinata again, and Kageyama. So it was actually refreshing to step away from Karasuno and not have any visuals of them and just fully focus on other teams. And I like that they choose to zoom in on some of the less cool characters. I would consider Bokuto and Aone as some of the cooler characters, and I'm pretty sure they have amazing backstories. But to focus in on Kenma, who's kind of that quiet, short, awkward kid, but somehow is very effective at what he does, but people don't know what motivates him because he doesn't communicate a lot and he's not very emotional or energetic. And I love it when you get complete opposite personalities on a team like Yamamoto and Kenma and how much they clash. And of course, we don't always want players to clash, but I do think it's important for people of different personalities to learn how to work together. because they make each other better, as we saw in this episode. Everyone's weakness is another person's strength, only if you let it be a strength. And I think Kenma and Yamamoto have allowed that to happen as they've interacted with each other, because now we see them clicking and Kenma looking over to Yamamoto, trusting him to get the dig after Kenma blocked. And then Kenma setting Yamamoto, respecting his spiking ability by saying, I'm glad he's on our team. And my favorite part of this episode was the water splashing the second time around when the guy with the round eyes was running in with the bucket of water when Kenma and Yamamoto were fighting a second time. If you want to try your own variety of Japanese snacks, make sure you click on the link and use the discount code ELEVATE to get $5 off your first Sakura Co order. Also, if you've missed any previous reaction videos of mine, you can click on the playlist right here, and I'm pretty sure you're going to enjoy this video right here.